Let's talk about some of the features in the program here when we go up a plan view. Probably one of the hardest things we have to do is to get that image into the program to design it. So let's do an imperial design. We'll go to plan view. Somebody sent me an image in a PDF file, so I'll convert the PDF to an image. We do that in the software. There, it's converted. Let me go full scale. Now we have to scale the drawing. So we're going to move over to the scale bar. It's a 1 to 20 drawing, so I'll click on my ruler. I'll go from 0 to 40 feet. It measures 4.13 feet, not what I want. So I'll scale the drawing. The measured length was 40. I'll use a 1 to 20 scale on the drawing. And now we're to scale. So there's my old scale up there. Let me just get rid of that. Let me check the dimensions. If I go from 0 to 40, it measures 41.26. If I snapped a little closer, I could get probably right down to 40. But if we do want to look at that, the zoom button's over here. This zooms by 10%. This zooms by 25%. So we could come back over to the scale bar. Let's try that again. Measure from 0 to 40, 40.27. Pretty close. Zoom in a little closer, we could get better. So anyway, so there we go. The drawing's to scale. We can do a lot of things here. This text height here is based on a 3/32 text height in inches. I convert that to feet, divide it by 12, and then I divide it by the scale of the drawing. This is a 1 inch equals 20 feet, or 1 inch is equal to 240 inches, putting units to units. So that's what we're dividing by. So let me do a text box. So this is normal text. There's our text. If we want to go large text, so let me go text height of 5. We come in here. We'll call this large text. You can see how much bigger it is. If I want to go small, I can go 0.5. Draw that text. Small text. So we can see here with the text height, we can vary the size of the text that gets printed out. If we go up here in properties, here's a properties box that I've hidden, but we can bring it forward. I look at my normal text. I'll click on here. You will use this select button up here. Click on the text. It's selected. If I go down here to solid brush, I want to change the color of the text to red. I change to red. I hit update. Now the text is red. If I want to put a background behind it, I can click on the show, and now the background is red. The text is black. Maybe I want to highlight it, so I'm going to do a yellow background. Update it. There we go. Easier to see on the drawing. It also, if you look down here, I move it here, it's going to hide what's behind it, so we don't get it buried in different layers. If I go to properties up here, there's border, there's wrap text. If I turn the border off, we lose the background, obviously, because we don't have the border to confine it. Now we're just back to the black text or red text if we wanted to. If we want to undo that, see, now we're yellow text. We can go red text and update that. So it's between showing the brush and showing the border that we flip between what color text this is going to be. You also have options here on the font. We could go to bold oblique if we wanted to. We could go to uh, an elephant font if we wanted to. Some options there with text. That looks pretty good. Now we want to say, okay, I have something down here I want to feature. I can draw a line to it. Up to there. There's my line drawn. If I look at the properties of the line, I can make it an arrow. Let's choose a right arrow. Let's make it about 200. And there we go. So now we've created a leader that's pointing to this box down here, this structure. I think we've covered information on text. We can turn these text boxes on. We can turn them off. We can highlight behind it. We can change the color of the text. We can change the style of the text, the font. And we can create leader lines down here if we want to. Let's delete the text boxes. You can click on them with a select button, delete them. They go away. If we come down here in the drawing, say there's our retaining wall maybe, is coming around here. I need to highlight that. I'm going to put a P line on it. This is the low side of the wall down here, so we're facing it. So the wall's going to start here. It's going to wrap up around, come in that way. So I'm going to click on my P line. I don't have an arc function in here, so we're just going to click around there and we'll click up here. We'll stop our line. Double clicking stops it. There's our line. If we wanted to add more points, we can click the plus up here. We can add a point right there. Maybe we need to add a point right there for that grade line where it comes down. Go back up here and we can drag that line back, that point back in line. There we go. I click get points. Let's number the points. So our points are all numbered. Remember, I've gone to the small text height over here. So I don't want those numbers really large there. So I shrunk them down a little bit. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where that helps you is I've selected the line. I want to get the points. There's point number 4, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I know point number 4 is on this 608 elevation. Point number, this point down here is at 606. Maybe there's not an elevation there, but I wanted to highlight it for some reason. That's numbered. Obviously, the last point is numbered down here. And then I go and I put in top of wall, bottom of wall, number all my points. I can say plot coordinates. And again, I'm on a small font over here. And if I zoom in, that point down there was station 0. That's station 62. The wall is 137.4 feet long. If I get rid of these, and I said the top of the wall was at, I don't know what elevation. Let's call it 600. Oh, obviously the wall is facing this direction. My mistake. So that would be the first point. That would be the end of the wall. So this would be point 0, 1, 2, 3. Good thing to look at. But anyway, let's go back here. What we're doing. So let's say the top of the wall is at 610. The bottom of the wall is at 600. Point number 5 down here. We'll leave the top of the wall at 606. We'll put the bottom of the wall at 600 again, just for as a reference. Now we go to plot our coordinates. We have to pick the line. But make sure that's picked. Plot our coordinates. Now at station 62, the top of the wall is 606, the bottom of the wall is 600. At the first station, top of the wall was 600, the bottom of the wall was 610. Good reference to go back and check the drawings. You can click on these boxes if you like. You can turn the border off. There's the text in the background. The reason I made the border, I can't read the text. Bottom wall is something, but it's under the 609. I turn the border back on. Now I can read it. And you can resize the border here if you like. Make it a little bit smaller. Tuck it in. Move it around. It's just a reference for you for the points that you put in. We finish this up. We send it the drawing. We design the wall. We do the detailing on that. So good information here. We see how we size the text. We can put in arrows and leader lines. We have the background. We can change the color of the text. We can change the background. We can insert and delete. Number 1, scale the drawing. After that, we're measuring pixels on the page, and we get pretty close. Any questions? Give me a call. Send me an email. We can explain it to you. If there's a bug, we'll fix it. Thank you.